I think 7.
I think 37.
Mm-hmm. It's
36.
Pretty, 36. So it's 37?
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, look at the big brain on Aaron today.
I'm not in the mood.
I feel like that's a personal problem.
We're just in here and getting ready to do number 37.
Who knew it was 37?
Podcast. I did.
Yeah, okay.
Uh-huh.
Do you know it's going
63 to go.
That's correct.
Till we reach 100.
Did you know that we have 308 subscribers?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I do.
Did you
308.
Mm-hmm. Did you also know it's going to be over 100 degrees everywhere this coming week?
Well, that's what I'm saying. We're just sitting in here and
I mean, he sweats all the time. I don't sweat as much, and I am sweating sitting here.
In our nice studio, you know, I mean, we pay high dollar for the studio setup, you know. Nothing but the best.
That wood back there probably is worth high dollar at this point. Yeah. Isn't wood really expensive?
Yeah. See all these people with these fancy podcasts.
Mm-hmm.
They got it nailed down. We're just not fancy. So. Yeah, whatever, bro.
I don't know that fancy is a word that anyone would ever use to describe either of us.
Do you look because it's fancy, or do you look because you want to hear what they're saying?
I think people initially look for fancy, and then they stay for what people say.
I would like it to be a little more nice.
Mm-hmm. It will.
But we're not at number 100 yet.
No, we're not.
Yeah, so we only have 308 subscribers.
That's 308 more than we thought.
If you're listening, like and subscribe. Get us to 309, baby. Mm-hmm. 310. I think once we reach like 320.
That's it right there.
Yeah, then I was
thinking 333 or 334 because that's just over a third.
Then we get a new piece or something. We become nicer.
I agree. So, you know, like most CrossFit gyms, I didn't realize there are CrossFit gyms now that have air conditioning. Did you know this?
I've heard.
I didn't realize that there were climate controlled, air conditioned gyms out there until my little brother, who is now doing CrossFit, former military, it was in a little bit of the powerlifting, got really bored, went to a CrossFit gym and was immediately hooked. He said, you'd be proud of me. He said, they said we could stay inside and row, or we could go outside and run, but we didn't have to go run because it was really hot outside. He's like, but I went outside to run. And I said, for us, it doesn't matter whether you're inside or outside for the most part, because we're open air. Mm-hmm. And I said, do you have air conditioning in your CrossFit gym? And he said, oh yeah. And I thought, I don't think I've ever been to a CrossFit gym with air conditioning. Have you?
Never.
I don't want to bag too much of my little brother, but I was like, are they like kind of soft? Like, what's going on there?
Is Mayhem climate controlled?
I don't know.
I don't remember.
They host a lot of stuff there, so it might be because
it's been a minute since I've been there. I know when we were there, we had doors open and stuff, so I don't know.
Not totally sure here, but I thought that was sort of part of, because CrossFit came out of garages, military installations, places that was sort of part of it. Like, you don't get to be comfortable. The whole purpose is to be uncomfortable. And I think we both read something.
That's our topic.
I know.
Yeah.
It's a good lead in, wasn't it?
Sure was.
You're welcome.
So but we'll dissect it. Adrian Conway.
Yeah. Big in HQ in CrossFit. Been around, one of the OGs. Oh yeah.
Been around forever. I've followed him for years.
Yeah. Same.
So it's a series of, what do you call those?
It's a carousel.
Carousel.
It's basically like, it's just a bunch of words that they've split up on the screen. So you swipe across and read it on Instagram or whatever X or whatever platform they're putting it on.
The first one, would you like me to read it, Snellgrove?
You're going to, so go
ahead. CrossFit. I want us to remember who we are. We didn't start this to fit in. We started because nothing else fit. Back then, it was an edge, a resistance, a rebellion, and we loved it.
Yeah. And we didn't start in 2007 or 2005, right when it was going on. I started in 2010, I think it was the
Yeah, we're
fall
about
of
the same.
2010. So it was just afterwards, but it was still very new, and there weren't that many affiliates.
Mm-hmm.
And the ones that were there, I mean, you didn't have the nicest equipment.
Mm-hmm.
You didn't have, I mean, but everybody came in there and they were busting their butt.
Yeah.
It was like, it was a whole different thing than going to Gold's Gym or Planet Fitness in the air conditioning and walking on the treadmill or the Stairmaster and then maybe doing a few bicep curls. It was hard.
I'm probably going to say that like 17 times.
Mm-hmm. At what?
CrossFit is hard.
It is.
It's supposed
to be hard. It's not supposed to be easy. When you walk, that's half of people's problem when they walk into, or their hesitation to walk into a CrossFit gym is because they've been in a situation in their life that has been easy for way too long, and they know it's supposed to be hard.
Snell Grove, is that recording?
Yeah. Go look.
Are you sure?
Go look.
Intermission.
He needed some exercise. He gets to get his steps in.
You're lucky.
Buy Fit Aid. It helps us to insulate the ceiling.
I'm back. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. But it mattered. Like, you immediately felt like you're part of a community. Mm-hmm. You knew how difficult something was going to be. It is obviously is incredibly different than being in the military, but going through something like military boot camp with a specific group of people, those people you get to know really well, mm-hmm. and they become a part of your extended family. Mm-hmm. Same thing when I played sports. Those people, you saw them day in and day out, and they became a part of your life. Mm-hmm. And it's no different. Like when people come here and they've been at Gold's Gym, we've had a couple recently coming in from the Globo Gym world, and it's funny because the first thing and people notice, they've all got a headphone in one ear, mm-hmm. Or both, and that's just not how we roll.
High top sneakers.
High top sneakers. Uh-huh. There's
long basketball shorts,
flat billed hats. Yeah. And they go, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
And but the thing is, as soon as they're here and they get their butt kicked, they want to come back.
Yeah, they're hooked.
Mm-hmm. Immediately. They don't want, if you come in here, if you're coming here looking for an easy workout, you are in the wrong place.
Mm-hmm. Time for number 2.
Go.
Guess you're going to do all the talking. I'm just going to read.
Wow.
Might lose subscribers.
You want me to read this one? Here, let me read this one.
Go ahead.
I got you.
Go ahead, Snellgrove.
We were never meant to blend in. We weren't born from boardrooms or best practices. Didn't we just say this?
No.
Oh. We came from garages, firehouses, and military outposts. The world said we were too intense, too obsessed, and too much. And we said, exactly. That edge made us.
That's right.
Now that, I don't know about, I'm certain that for your whole life, people have told you that you were obsessed, you were too much, you needed to calm down, you needed to not do so much. Why don't you go eat a pizza? Why don't you go drink some beer on the weekends? Why don't you just sit down? Why do you got to exercise all the time? Why can't you just do nothing like the rest of us? Mm. And I know you didn't, and I absolutely never wanted to be everybody else.
It might sound harsh, but I don't want to be like the rest of y'all.
No, not even a little.
And we do what we do in hopes that we can bring you over to our side.
Mm-hmm. Because once you get it, and it takes people a little while to get it. Like we've got one girl at the gym, and she stopped drinking when we started the Fortress 90 stuff.
Yep.
Wasn't real happy about it, and she said, "All right, fine. I'm going to try to eat protein. I'm not going to drink. I'm going to show up here all the time. I'm going to eat some vegetables. Nothing drastic. Just started changing her lifestyle, the way that CrossFit wants you to, because it's not just an exercise program. They want you to change your lifestyle. Mm-hmm. She has dropped 20 pounds since the beginning of the year. Not even trying, like stepped on a scale and went, what just happened? Mm-hmm. Because she changed her lifestyle. Because CrossFit doesn't encourage, hey, why don't you go get like some crazy pre-workout and then eat a massive amount of gummy bears before you do your lift, and hey, why don't we starve ourselves and then go eat pizza on the weekends? That is not the lifestyle that's encouraged with CrossFit. It is truly a healthy lifestyle.
Because they say what? So they want to change lifestyle because you are in the sickness phase.
Sickness, wellness fitness.
Right.
Yeah, the continuum.
They want to get you out of the sickness. And what
Mm-hmm.
do people mean? Well, I'm not sick. Yeah, you are. You're unhealthy.
Yeah, yeah, you are.
You're drinking a bunch of alcohol. You're putting trash in your system.
Mm-hmm.
You're not working out. You're on medication because
Mm-hmm.
that's what the doctor says you need.
Mm-hmm.
All of this stuff goes away
Mm-hmm.
when you do CrossFit and you get out of the sickness into the wellness,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Yep.
And you continue to push. Now, at the end of the day, you don't have to be crazy and compete or doing things like we do. You just have to be consistent, come in and work out and do CrossFit because normal CrossFit is hard.
It's supposed to be hard. It's not supposed to be easy. And you know, it's funny. Every once in a while, someone will they'll have something interrupt their life. Maybe like kids' schedules, or I don't know, like they've got to go on vacation for a couple weeks, something like that. And then what happens is they say like, oh, you know what? I think I'm just gonna like work out at home for a little while.
Mm-hmm.
And what they don't realize is that first off, we've all got workout equipment at home,
Of course.
which is great for when you can't make it to the gym.
Right.
But being here, you cannot substitute a workout here for one at home. You're just not going to you're not going to go as hard. You're not going to work as hard. You don't have somebody watching you. You're probably cleaning the garage in between your reps. And then they get in worse shape. And then they call us back and go, oops.
Yeah. Because think about it. When you're away from the community, mm-hmm. it's easy to fall back on old habits. Mm-hmm. When you're here, countless amount of times people say, wow, I really didn't feel like showing up today. I was tired, but mm-hmm. my buddy showed up.
Yeah.
And I couldn't let them down.
Yeah.
They were pushing. Mm-hmm. So you push together. You don't get that in any other sport or literally gym or, because most people in Gold's Gym, and listen, I'm not knocking people going out there lifting hard and working out. It works for some people, but the majority of those people have on headphones. The world's blocked out.
They also can't do any cardio.
Yeah, and they're singular. Hey, if that's what you want to do, knock yourself out. Like I said, I don't want to be like you. No. CrossFit is hard. It's not for everybody, but it is for anyone that's coming up. I saw that in the post. It just depends on what you want out of life, So you can't. The community is irreplaceable. I have workout equipment at home.
I've got plenty.
I do it when I have short times. I've got to be to work early, things of that nature. But then me and Aaron are always good about communicating. Hey, let's get back up to Fortress. Let's make sure we get our work in with the class. Get together. I mean, I need it. Everybody needs it. It's what it is. It's what keeps you focused. And I don't want to let the people down that come through our doors. I don't want to let myself down. I don't want to let my family down. All the above.
I never wanted to be ordinary, and I know you didn't.
No.
And the only way that I've really gotten past that is when we started doing CrossFit.
Mm-hmm. You ready?
Yeah.
All right. Now the world has caught on. This is funny. Kind of. They say intensity works. They borrow functional movements. They cut carbs. They preach community, but they still don't live it. Not the way we do. Not the way we have. Our difference is in the application. Mm-hmm. Basically, the knockoffs.
That makes me absolutely crazy.
Your F45s, your Orange Theories, your people that open up CrossFit gyms but don't affiliate.
Rep sets.
Yeah.
They literally have names of of things that are in the CrossFit world.
The people that don't get certified as a level 1, level 2, level 3 coach, the application of what we do. They mimic it, but they're not us.
They're just looking up workouts on the internet and having people do stuff like that. Mm-hmm. We have people all the time that come in here from a workout place that is not a CrossFit gym, which focuses on movement quality long before volume and intensity.
Yep.
And technique is poor at best.
Yes.
Even in basic things like kettlebell swings, rowing, things that are
so bad.
And that's where we hear a lot of people say things like, we had someone just join a couple days ago and say, one of my major hangups, and the reason I haven't showed up is because people keep telling me that if you do CrossFit, you get hurt. And this is one of the problems with CrossFit getting watered down and people saying the word CrossFit, but not implementing the methodology correctly.
Yeah.
And so what happens? People think they're doing CrossFit.
Yeah.
They're not using proper technique,
Yeah.
improper loading, and then improper volume. And so they do get injured, but not from us and not from CrossFit gyms and not from, I don't know a single coach out there at a CrossFit gym that is telling someone with horrible deadlift form, hey, why don't you load up some more weight and go ahead and max that out?
Yeah.
CrossFit gyms don't do that. It's people outside of that arena or when people don't listen.
That's one of the biggest things that we pride ourselves on is no matter your level, we take you where you are, but we scale and modify way down so we can build those basic foundation blocks and then build up, right? And the other ones don't do it. They just have random workouts, try to go heavy, don't have any coaching. I see it all the time. Are we perfect? Absolutely not. Is any CrossFit gym perfect? Absolutely not. But we strive for perfection. We strive to make people better by coaching, assessing where they are, not trying to get them to be macho and look at the RX board. Don't worry about that. It's you and where you're at and how we progress you to the next step.
Do you remember when we did our level 2? You remember Lindsay?
Yes.
And we were in a group setting and she was going around, I think we were talking about front rack position or something, and somebody didn't have their elbows like completely up, and she was going around and she critiqued someone and said, hey, we need to work on this. And somebody in our group said, but it looks good though. Like, what are you talking about? She said, absolutely not. She said, this is relentless pursuit of excellence in movement, because every single person here has something that they can do better. If you look around and you tell somebody like, hey, that looks pretty good today, but you can't give them a way to get better, we're not doing our job as coaches.
Right.
We have to be relentless, and we are relentless.
Yeah.
When people are moving.
Yep.
And that's what's missing from other places.
Knockoffs ain't the same, baby.
Not even close.
Not even close. Are you reading this one?
I will. Thank you. I feel like you're handing me something special here.
Let's go, Captain.
Listen, you can't rush perfection. The vision now, realignment. We don't need louder voices. We need more undeniable lives. No louder arguments, but greater transformations. A community of quiet conviction. Not desperate to convince, just relentless to live it.
Yep.
Stop saying it, start doing it. And that comes from within.
And I don't want this to seem asshole-ish. Is that a word?
It is now.
Okay. What was that? Not trying to convince, just to live it?
Not desperate to convince.
Not desperate.
Just relentless.
That's what I'm saying. I got people all the time. They say they work out and they want to come to the gym. They want to do this. People at work, this and that. And I'm just like, show up.
You say it to me all the time. You can lead a horse to water. You can't make him drink.
Nope.
He tells me this all the time because I'll get frustrated.
Show up.
Show me.
Show me that you want to do something hard and change your life. Because other than that, it's lip service.
Yeah, it's a waste of time.
And 90% of the people in the world give me lip service. Okay? Again, we're not for everybody. A gym is only going to fit so many people. I'll pack as many as I can in here and help change people's lives as long as they get coached right and we're doing the right thing. But you just got to show up. Because I'll listen to you when you talk and you tell me what's going on. You tell me your goals. You tell me your struggles, what you want to do. No problem. I understand. Thank you for sharing. Now your next step is to show up.
Yeah.
But when you don't show up, then I'm not going to sit there and try and beg to convince. You got to show me the willpower to come through the door.
You know what's funny? Like almost all the people that have ever said that I've talked to, like, oh, I can't make it to the gym. I got stuff going on. Do you know when they can make it to the gym? 5:15 a.m. Like almost, I don't know almost anyone, unless you have like a newborn baby or some kind of situation. Almost everyone can get here at 5:15. Who's willing to though?
Exactly.
And that's why 5:15 is a special group and always has been.
Why? Because CrossFit is hard.
CrossFit is hard because
it's supposed to be hard.
You don't get to stay up all night watching TV for no reason. You're not scrolling on your phone till midnight. You have to set your clothes out. Yes, you have to get up early. No, it's not always comfortable. But those are the people that are oftentimes the most committed because it's a part of their routine. It's not a part of, I feel like it.
Mm-hmm. Purpose must lead profit. We must chase the ones who can't chase us. Teens, kids, families who can't afford to come. The ones trapped behind death, stuck in silence, stuck in sickness.
Mm-hmm.
And we must tell them the truth, even when it hurts. I think I just talked about
He's
that.
real good about that.
Because truth heals more than comfort ever could. But basically, the thing about can't afford, everybody can afford it. You just have to figure out what's important to you and where to cut corners. I'm not even getting into that BS. The sickness, you're in bad health, you're not doing the right thing, but I do understand what they're saying. We need to chase the families, the kids, people behind desk, the sickness. It's our job to, like I said in the beginning, let's go back to what I said. I will listen to you, your problems, your goals, your desires. I'll be compassionate. And then I'll tell you the cold, hard truth. Okay. You're not going to change until you make the decision to change, to come through the door.
Yes.
Yeah. But if you don't do that, then I can't help you.
And for the thing with like being able to afford things. So if you are, I guarantee if somebody gets a health report and their doctor says, look, if you don't lose 100 pounds in the next year and a half, you're probably going to have a heart attack and die. You have got heart disease, you have diabetes, you are not going to live to see your grandchildren. You would sell your car, you'd move into another apartment, because if you don't have your health, you have nothing.
Right.
So don't tell me. And I'll hear it from people too, even when they're saying they're like, should I go twice a week? Should I go more times a week? How many times can I afford to go a week? How much can you afford not to go? Let's switch that around.
Yeah.
Because I guarantee you can find $25 extra a month.
Is it your turn, Snellgrove?
I'm sorry, I get fired up.
Huh?
I get fired up.
Read that shit.
Please.
That's the end of the show.
Nope. We recognize each other in the wild. You know it. And that's super true. When you see someone move like we do, carry themselves like we do, rock the clothes that we do,
hell yeah,
laughs at how silly we are, you nod. You don't have to say much. Just you two. Even if fitness is all we share, it's enough to be family. Or it used to be.
Mm-hmm. When you see CrossFitters, the way they walk, the way they carry themselves, and the way they dress, you know.
In the airports, it's so easy.
Yeah.
I mean, part of it is like, the shoes.
Yeah.
We see the shoes, the type of backpack. People have a shaker bottle with them at all times. Mm-hmm. The type of clothing they're wearing, the way the clothing fits on them. Mm-hmm. And I'm not talking about the CrossFit Games athletes. I'm talking about people in general. The way they walk, literally down to posture, right? Mm-hmm. So in the gym, if you're doing literally anything, you've got to have good posture to be able to do movements correctly. Yeah. People sit differently. They stand differently than those that are doing this all day.
Absolutely. Easy to tell a CrossFitter.
Yeah.
Where are we at, Snellgrove?
I don't know.
This isn't for everyone. Let's stop pretending it is. But could it be for anyone?
Yes.
Question mark? Absolutely. It says absolutely. Let's keep the door open, but the standard high. Because when we make it easy, it stops being CrossFit.
Yeah.
Well, that about sums it up.
It's funny. Do you know, on Wednesday of this past week, we did Fran. Mm-hmm. Classic CrossFit workout. Mm-hmm. And we also had some other ones that were pretty challenging in different ways. Tuesdays was a long cardio. Obviously Wednesday with Fran, that's, super short. We're looking hopefully 6 minutes, 8 at the most. And people came in the next day and 2 days later, and they said, that is the hardest workout I have ever done in this gym. And we programmed some long grinders here. Mm-hmm. But that one workout, which is classic CrossFit, they said is the hardest thing they've ever done.
Oh, yeah.
They were at the point where they thought, can I do another rep? Mm-hmm. And that is intensity.
Yeah.
And that's what CrossFit is. You could have taken that, split it up, done it slow, but that's not the point.
Yeah.
It's different, and it's always going to be different.
That's right. And so for all the stuff that goes on, anything with businesses, you have ups and downs, good and bad. You got people heckling there, this and that. I think for me, and that's enough of that reading. I think we've kind of made the point.
Yeah.
CrossFit is hard. It's different. Get back to where I was at. I don't listen to any of it. I mean, I stay abreast of what's going on because I support athletes. You know, I want them to do well. I want the sport to do well. But at the end of the day, we own a CrossFit affiliate. We are CrossFit first. We do strength training. We do hybrid training. We do high rock style training. We do all of it because we believe in some things. But at the core, where CrossFit will always be. And I just support, and I know enough of what's going on. But what I pay attention to is the foundation of it and what we're doing to change people's lives.
Yeah.
Outside of that, you can get caught up in politics. You can get caught up in religion. You can get caught up in all this stuff if you want to. You can read till you're blue in the face on the internet, this or that, blah, 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 blah. Or you can get uncomfortable because what you're doing is not working because you reached out to me and said you were going to show up and didn't show up, or came to the gym for so many months and decided you were going to take a break or go do something on your... Listen, man.
It doesn't work.
It doesn't work. It didn't work when you reached out. So what works is staying consistent and changing your life, making a decision to change your life. And if you want to do it, Fortress is here to help you do it.
Yeah. Exactly.
Period.
I'm going to... You know, when people say, like, I don't have time, I need to be at home, blah, blah, they're complaining about stuff. Check your social media on your phone. It'll tell you how many hours you've spent on different apps and whatnot. How many hours are you spending watching YouTube and Instagram Reels and scrolling through Facebook? If you're spending more time on social media during the week than you are working out, you've got a problem.
We're asking for 1 hour of your day. And it's going to be the best hour of the day. It's going to be hard, but it's going to change you.
Even if it meant that you didn't get to watch TV at all.
Yeah.
I would trade that hour of sitting on my butt doing nothing for an hour in here any day of the week.
Right. Because be careful what you're putting in here. Because things you're absorbing from the television screen, from the phone, from YouTube, from digital, from the news, from the radio. They're trying to make you feel a certain way and you're using excuses. How about try to get away from that stuff and walk through the door and worry about changing your life?
Because when you change your life, you can help others change theirs too.
100%.
You're not doing any good if you're just sitting around doing nothing.
All right, I'm done before I get pissed off.
He's already pissed off.
Huh?
You ready? Are you trying to like fake me out here?
I don't know. I don't know what I was trying to do. Like and subscribe. Watch our channel. Number 37.
Go read Adrian Conway's post.
Yeah, it's pretty good. Yeah. Anything you need to tell the Fortress family? What we got going?
No, we'll have stuff coming out. You know, just make sure you do check like email, look at all the social media platforms, the Fitter messaging app, and also the board at the gym. All of our announcements come through all 5 of those channels.
Yep, we got some stuff coming down the pipeline as always, working on some stuff. So Yep.
Oh, our new supplement that we've been trying.
Oh,
this is a big deal. Okay, so what was that, a week ago? We worked out like 6 days in a row, which is not normal and not what we suggest people do. And it wasn't actually on purpose. Normally, you start getting sore, you start feeling it, you know that you need an off day. But we've been feeling kind of great. And we looked and went, oh no, oops, I think we need an off day. But we've been consistently, and that's the key in everything, consistently taking this supplement that it's not just magnesium, and it's definitely not melatonin, and it's not just collagen. So it's sort of an all-in-one. So you only have to do 1 little scoop. It actually tastes good. Even Christy likes it. That's a big deal. And you know who's been stealing all of mine?
Clay.
And his dad. So now we get some more. Just 1 little scoop at night. It's collagen. It helps your muscles recover better, which is probably why we were working out so much. Something called GABA and L-theanine. I know that L-theanine also, GABA helps you calm down. The L-theanine, that's where like I mean, I've got
Dreams.
vivid dreams,
Yeah.
and not scary ones, but just vivid.
Yeah.
And then the magnesium obviously helps you sleep better. So instead of opening 4 different containers to do stuff, it's 1 scoop. They say 2 to 4 ounces of water.
Mm-hmm.
Do you put it in little water, or
I put in about this much water?
See, I put it in a whole glass. I actually drink it with my dinner.
Yeah, no.
I think it's delicious.
Yeah, a little bit of water.
Okay, but anyway, we've been taking it consistently for over a month, and this stuff works. Like, oh my gosh! So we do have a code if somebody wants to try it. If you haven't figured out the best thing for you, it's Fortress Fitness ZZZ, and we'll put that in the comments. You get 15% off. It's great, man.
Yeah, Jason Grubbs turned us on to it.
Yeah,
and it's the best sleep supplement that I've ever used.
I would say for sleep, I've had some other things that are okay for sleep. Yeah. This one for sleep and recovery. That's the thing. Like the two of them coupled together. Mm-hmm. So we're not worried about like a nighttime protein and a magnesium. Like there's not multiple things. It's just one thing.
And it tastes good.
That's the key.
Yeah. No sugars.
I already ordered travel. I've got travel packets for Clay because he's going to Boston, and then for us in Ohio too. Like I'm not going anywhere without that stuff.
Cool.
Yeah. It'll
be in the comments. Mm-hmm. You ready?
Yeah.
3, 2, 1. Let's go!
I was hoping you had the microphones turned on.